The resulting non-elected boards, councils, and regional governments appointed by an oligarchy, answerable to no one, is the perfect definition of a Soviet, a centrally controlled economy. Can I make it any clearer? And I assure you, we cannot restore our unique American republic if our communities are little Soviets. Nor can we protect the environment if our economy is destroyed and free men are unable to make choices other than survival in a sustainable tyranny. The sustainabilists are using our carbon footprint as a measure of our guilt. One fact is sure: if you have no carbon footprint, you are dead. Elected officials can no longer play ignorant about the origins of their policies. America is dying while they're denying. It is their elected duty to represent the people and protect them from the piranhas that are devouring our way of life. To save it, you must take action now. And understand that the main battle to stop Agenda 21 and sustainable development is not being fought in Congress, but right here on the local level. We must stand up and protest at every city council and county commissioner meeting, at every planning board, and every consensus meeting. Fight the creation of non-elected councils, commissions, or boards, because they can and they will be used as a weapon against your ability to deal and reason with local government. And above all, refuse federal or state money or new sustainable programs and get rid of the old ones. And if ICLEI and the American Planning Association are running things in your town, and they are, throw them out. Stop payment of dues, disband anything that they have built, and start looking for some high-grade tar and feathers. And if your elected representatives continue to ignore you while playing footsie with those leading this tyranny, then you must force them out of office. Your survival depends on it. Nameless, faceless bureaucrats wielding power in the back rooms, untouched and unseen, is not freedom. The sustainabilists now haunt the upper levels of the federal government, our state houses, and our city council chambers. In these very dangerous times, it is easy to despair over our nation's future. They have achieved many of their goals, but they have not yet won. Their whole agenda is built on a house of cards that stands only when you are ignorant and compliant. And their arrogance and impatience to force the policy into place is resulting in a stir of the American people. We are beginning to move the rock of freedom uphill. We are on the threshold of great change because the word is quickly spreading about Agenda 21. After 18 years of issuing warnings about Agenda 21, finally, opposition is being heard. In the past 10 months, the following communities have taken official action to revoke their contracts with ICLEI. And by the way, this list is only what I've received. I'm sure there's more. Starting in January with Carroll County, Maryland, then Amador County, California, then Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, then Edmond, Oklahoma, then Las Cruces, New Mexico, then Spartanburg, South Carolina, then Albemarle County, Virginia, the home of Thomas Jefferson, then Plantation, Florida, then James City County, Virginia, where America basically started with Jamestown, then Lexington, Virginia. We can now also add Carver, Massachusetts, Pinellas County, Florida, Garland, Texas, Sarasota County, Florida, Abington, Virginia, most recently Clallam County, Washington, and you said Chatham County, North Carolina. They've all taken the vital first step in ending Agenda 21 in their community, but it is only the first step. It is a shot fired across their bow. It does not mean you are free of your shackles. But there's more. In the Washington State Legislature, my friend Representative Matt Shea is taking steps to establish an anti-Agenda 21 caucus in the state legislature. In Bonner County, Idaho, I was privileged to meet County Commissioner Cornell Razor, who is succeeding in establishing a property rights council as an official arm of the county government. It will oversee all legislation coming before the county commission and will determine if it violates private property rights. And this is an idea that is quickly spreading across the nation. Activists in Tennessee are already moving to implement property rights councils in their communities. And I'm hearing it talked about across the country. The state legislature of Wisconsin now has a bill before it to allow local community governments to repeal comprehensive development plans that were forced onto them under the smart growth legislation. It also eliminates the grant program that was set up to finance the smart growth schemes. And finally, Florida's legislature has passed and the governor has signed legislation to repeal smart growth legislation. That means that now the counties are free from state mandates. This is landmark legislation. Revolution against these policies is taking place in every corner of the nation. In a panic, ICLEI is now rushing to cleanse its website of any mention of the United Nations. Wink, wink. Our opponents are trying their best to ridicule us and paint our movement as extremists. It's not working. We are getting stronger every day. For the first time since I started down the road to expose Agenda 21, I believe we will succeed in crushing it. You know, recently, I watched the film Robin Hood, the one that stars Russell Crowe, and I was struck by the similarities between England and the 13th century, and England's 13th century and today's America. It was a time of serfs who had no rights, no property, and only poverty in their future. It was a time when the king owned everything, from land to livestock. And it was a time when tax collectors could literally confiscate everything you had in the name of the king, leaving you with virtually nothing. The people attempted to rise up, demanding that the king give them legal rights from which they could be guaranteed the ability to benefit from the fruits of their own labor. The people of 13th century England knew what they had to do if ever they were going to be free. The slogan under which they organized was, "Rise and rise again until lambs become lions." Today, as we face an ever-growing tyranny by a Congress and a president, as well as elected officials at every level who ignore you, lie to you, and deny their actions that you can plainly see, Americans, for the first time in our history, face the same evil these Englishmen faced so long ago. And so today, I appeal to you to take that same resolve today. Begin that effort to rise up and continue to fight again and again at city council and county commissioner meetings. Take their ridicule and return for another fight. Stand up to these self-proclaimed stakeholders and outsider NGOs, the carpetbaggers of our day. Reach out to your neighbors and help them see what a threat Agenda 21 is to their freedom. Never give in. Rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Thank you.